Hey, what's up? It's your boy KLA Cloud the Wanderer, about to give it to you like the scriptures. I got a guest. I'm live in New York, and I'm talking with Michelle Falstetta. How you doing?
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Yup. She came. She invited me to her party, Velvet Row, and I'm chilling. And how you? To real quick, how did you started bodybuilding and
Let's see. So I started bodybuilding. The reason why I started bodybuilding is back when bodybuilding was on ESPN, I was watching it. And I was watching these women and fitness women as well. And I was like, I could look like them, or I could look better than them.
right.
So I went to the gym. I went to the library because there was really no computers and Google at that time. Yeah, I guess I'm showing my age. So anyway, so I went to the library. I studied psychology. I studied nutrition in high school and college. So I took what I knew and I went to the library. I researched. I did my first fitness show. I did two fitness shows. The second one I did, they told me that I needed to lose more weight. And I'm 5'4", and right now I'm 160. And at the time, I was 5'4", 120. So, I mean, like, I didn't look like a crackhead, but I was really thin. And I'm like, I'm not going to lose more muscle. I mean, like, I'm not going to lose more weight because I like to eat, I like to train, and I'm Italian, and I like to eat, and I have a shape.
Yeah.
So I just figured, let me go into bodybuilding. So that's exactly what I did. So I went into bodybuilding, again, not knowing really much of anything but research. I did my first show. I freaking loved it, and I met people along the way that helped me. One of my mentors, Dave Colombo, which I'm sure a lot of you know. No Dave for over 20 years. Freaking brilliant. And because I'm very inquisitive and I like to learn, I asked him a lot of stuff, and he helped me when it came to just supplements and eating and training and everything. So I took what he told me, I took what other people told me, myself was the final decision, and I just went into bodybuilding, and I loved it. I never turned back.
Oh, I see your pictures of women physique world and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I took a few actually. I took a few photos in New Jersey with my dear friend Bob Bonham, who passed last
Oh, okay.
year, and he actually got me. He introduced me to Bill from Women's Physique World. So um, I had it was awesome. It was really nice. It was a good shoot.
Yeah, I used to pick up the women's physique world at the newsstands and stuff.
Right, right. When it
Yeah,
was on the newsstand, it's crazy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now, like, there's no magazines or anything.
Yeah, it
Everything's
kind
on
of
the
sucks.
computer.
It sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like from what division you competed? Was it like regular bodybuilding or like
Well, I competed as a heavyweight.
okay.
I was always a heavyweight. I was always the smallest heavyweight. Um, because I myself want to put on more muscle.
Right.
So I figured my symmetry was on point. I had enough muscle for my frame, and I was good with that. And I did really well because of my symmetry and my conditioning. I didn't do as well as I could have because I didn't have more muscle on me, but that was fine. Like I competed in bodybuilding, and I did every competition so that I would look better than I did the next show, and that's so I could look better than anybody else. And I was totally good with that.
Oh, you still compete or
No, I no longer compete.
what is there any reason got tired
Um,
of it?
well, I'd say about I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago, they had a new division, women's physique,
Right.
and they were discouraging female bodybuilders from getting so big and looking so hard, their physique so hard, and they wanted them to look softer.
Right.
And I was like, I don't have a lot of muscle compared to most of them. So I was like, I'm not going to compromise my muscle just so because they decided, to change, right?
Right.
And luckily I didn't, because then, you know, they still had no female bodybuilding, you know, along with the physique. So I don't know, I just got really turned off, because for me, started competing in 1999.
Right.
So for me, women's bodybuilding became not fun anymore, because it was just very political, and it was more about who you knew and what drugs you took. And I mean, let's be real, everybody knows that. Like,
Yeah.
you need a bodybuilding unless you take
Yeah.
drugs, right? And I took drugs. Everybody takes drugs.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, how you incorporate it in your life, and
Right.
in bodybuilding and everything. And it just became too political for me. So I got really turned off.
Yeah. I learned about diuretics from this bodybuilder I was talking to.
Right.
Yeah, she
Right.
says it kind of flushes out water and stuff. I think
It
it's like
does.
a drug and stuff.
It's, well, what, so a diuretic, it's, you know, by prescription, if you get the prescription ones, and it's not a drugs, kind of like steroids, like anabolic steroids, but most people don't realize is that when bodybuilders die, it's
Yeah.
not because they die from steroids, they die from diuretics, because they go into cardiac arrest, because their body fat is so low, their heart rate is so low, their blood pressure is so low, and then they take a diuretic and they go into cardiac arrest because their heart stops. And a lot of people don't know that, but that's, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of contributing factors, other contributing factors, but a lot of men and women, especially the men, like the big pros, it's smart diuretics.
Yeah. Do you like watch like the current competitions, like this one that passed? What you call it? What's the name of it? Uh, it's not coming to my head. The Atlanta Pro with Linda Murray, or
What, what about somebody who passed?
no? Did you watch it, or did you stay in
No,
touch
I
with it?
didn't.
Oh,
I didn't. I
oh,
didn't. Linda Murray, freaking, I love
yeah,
her. She was one of the reasons. Her and Melissa Coates, and I was really good friends with Melissa Coates. Melissa Coates is the reason why I started bodybuilding, believe it or
yeah,
not, because I remember seeing her in Women's Physique World and Muscle Fitness, and I was like, oh my god, like she kind of had like my look in a sense,
right,
and I loved her physique because it wasn't too much,
right,
and she just I loved it.
right,
And then a few years later, we became friends. Like, we met and we became friends, and we did like wrestling skits and everything together. And
right.
yeah, she was freaking awesome. And then Linda Murray, you know, that was like a different level. So I was like, I love her and I
Yeah.
admire her, but like for me, it was just
Yeah.
I let her do.
I was talking about like a new like the competition that passed. It was Atlanta Pro, and a bodybuilder. Her name is Kim Mendoza. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
I've heard of her.
Yeah, she won the bodybuilding.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I didn't. I don't
you
really.
don't stay in touch.
Yeah,
It's cool. It's
yeah.
cool.
If I see something like on Instagram or social media, then, you know, if from somebody that I know or somebody I've heard of, yeah, but I don't.
Okay, so why don't you tell the viewers about Velvet Road, how started doing the wrestling session real quick.
So when I started competing in the late in the late 80s, um, no, I'm sorry, I started competing in 1999. I needed to supplement my income, and what happened was, I was in the gym. This older man, had been like in his 60s, he comes up to me and he said, "Would you like to do wrestling with me?" So I was with my friend Chuck at the time. I'll never forget. And I was like, "He thinks I'm an idiot." I'm like, I'm originally from Queens, right? So like, I have street smarts and everything. So I'm like, who the hell is going to pay me to wrestle? I'm like, he wants to do porn. I'm like, you kidding me? So he's like, Michelle, just take his number and go. I'll go with you. And if anything happens, I'll kick his ass, right? So I'm like, all right, cool, you know, felt comfortable and everything. I went there. The guy on the Upper East Side, he had a whole bookcase full of VHSs, all marked with like wrestling this, wrestling that. Then he had what you call a tripod with a video camera, and then he had mats. And I was like, I looked at Chuck, and I'm like, I'm telling you, it's porn. It's a set. It's a setup. So what happened was I never wrestled before. So he's like, okay, I'm going to give you a little wrestling like test. Like, I'm going to show you. because I have the guy coming for the rest of the video in another half hour.
Right.
So I'm like, what do you mean? You're gonna teach me in like 15 minutes? And he's like, Michelle, listen, you're in really good shape. You're a smart girl. You'll pick it up. I'm like, okay, whatever. So this old freaking dude kicked my, like, he was strong, like he was an ex-professional wrestler.
Yeah.
But you would never know because he was like 16, like gray hair,
Yeah.
like, you know, hunchback.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, you know, don't judge for Christ's cover, right?
Right.
So he taught me, and I think I did so well because I'm so frustrated that this old man was beating my ass, right?
Right.
So when I met this guy, and the guy was about my size, and at the time I was 5'4", like maybe 150, right? And the guy was like maybe 150. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna kick this guy's ass because he's the same size as me.
Right.
And I have muscle, he didn't have muscle, just regular guy.
Right.
So he's like, oh, this is gonna be easy. We're the same size. And I looked at him, I'm like, but you have no muscle. He's like, but I'm a man. I'm like, listen, Mark. I'm like, that was like the worst thing you could say to me. Like, I mean, really, because I'm a man, and it doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna, whatever. So we wrestled. I kicked his ass. The man, I forgot his name, that was filming, he looked at me, he's like, you're a quick learner. I'm like, no, because you pissed me off because you were beating me and you're like my grandfather's age. And he started laughing. So he wanted me to do more. I did one more video with him. And then I was like, I could do this myself. I don't need somebody pimping me out. You know, he's paying me, I think, maybe $200. I'm like, why don't I do it myself? And I could, you know, do sessions and advertise, and I could also do my own videos.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did. So I started wrestling, and I learned from him. And then I learned also from so many of the men that I wrestled, because so many of the men, even up until this day, they've been wrestling for like 20 years.
Yeah.
So they taught me. So like I got paid to do a session, they were teaching me. And it was cool. It was really fun. So I did competitive wrestling while I was competing. So crazy. Like I was wrestling 5 days a week competitively. Plus I was competing. So, and plus I was doing cardio and driving. So it was insane. And so that's how it all started. And then what happened was 15 years ago, I didn't want to do sessions anymore.
Right.
And I was like, there has to be something I can do. And I just thought, I'm like, why don't I take the sessions and make like wrestling events for like all these women?
Right.
And, you know, I could teach some women that don't know, you know, why not? So that's exactly what I did. And my brother at the time lived in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. And he had this 10,000 square foot loft. So I was like, okay, free sounds good to me, you know, because I didn't have to pay for it, right?
Right.
Held a few events. I had my diehard fans and diehard just guys that love female muscle coming.
Right.
But at the time, there was no such thing as Uber. So in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, you had to take the G train. You had to walk like 15 blocks.
Right.
And it's like mostly like old, desolate Polish, like old Polish area. So it was really hard. Like if there was such thing as Uber, I could have still continued, but it lasted for maybe a year, 2 years. And then I stopped because I wasn't even paying rent and I wasn't making any money. I had to actually do sessions just to pay for, you know, the food or the liquor or something like that.
Right.
So it became not fun. So I stopped it for a while, moved to Manhattan, things, you know, world changed and everything. I was like, let me reinvent this. So I came up with, well, actually my husband came up with the name Velvet Row, incorporated it. And I'm doing the wrestling events, and now I'm incorporating not just wrestling, but like more, you know, fetish and women that don't have muscle, but sexy women. And it's incorporating just everything, like celebrating women in general.
Right.
So like just women in general. So you don't necessarily have to be a bodybuilder. You don't necessarily have to be, you know, fit. You could be curvy and you could be sexy. I mean, like, you know that.
Yeah, I
You know,
see.
so that's
I see.
why I wanted to do that, because I was doing so well with, you know, bodybuilders and wrestlers and powerlifters. But I'm like, why limit it? You know, because I had women that were coming to the events, and they were trying to test. And then we just like added to it. And they were like, oh, this is so cool, but I don't have to use it. And I'm like, I don't have to use it, but we can do something about that. Like, why not? You know, if you're sexy, you could dance, you're a dancer or something, you know, do something.
Yeah.
And that's, and you got to. So that's what we do.
Yeah. I mean, because I seen your documentary and it was very interesting.
So did you,
Yeah, I seen that. I got it on my tablet and
right.
stuff because I had a hard time on my phone, and so like the idea to, you got the tablet, use the tablet.
Good.
So yeah. So I seen it, and I was a bit kind of curious. I don't know to touch it, but your first husband, like
He was my husband. He was my boyfriend. He was
oh,
my boyfriend.
okay,
Yeah, so he was there, and obviously, and he was a competitive bodybuilder, and he was extremely supportive.
right,
I mean, he thought I was nuts, but but
yeah,
then he finally got acclimated to the whole thing because it was just cool. Like everyone, like you'll see tonight, everyone is so freaking awesome. Everyone's cool. Like just here to have a good time and
right.
hang out, and it's like a lounge, lounge atmosphere and social gathering. But you just have some good women, some hot women, and
Yeah.
and
You
we're gonna
think
have.
I could see my future wife here or something?
I, you never know. You never know. Never say never.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Yeah, I came across that like on Instagram, and really I seen you years ago. I was walking by Union Square and I happened to see you because like before that I seen the documentary and stuff. I was like, wow, okay, this is fascinating because I usually kind of look at bodybuilders and stuff, mixed wrestling and stuff. So so yeah, that's about it. You got any departing words for the viewers or anything like that?
Yeah. Anyone that's watching this, I I would love for if any of you love have a fetish for women bodybuilders, or you love women bodybuilders, or just curious, come on down. I have my own Instagram, Falstetta M, and I also have Instagram, Velvet Row. It's velvet.row at Instagram. So I have Instagram. I'm also on Twitter as well. My last name, Falsetta M. You can see it on there. Um, I don't know if you would like to do this, but if you want to, maybe later on, when we're having some like live entertainment, maybe you could also film it too.
Yeah,
Just so people would have
yeah,
have an idea, because
yeah.
it's not like a wrestling event and muscle women. It's just like everyone's hanging out. There's
Right.
some freaky shit going on.
Yeah.
Fetish.
Yeah.
And it's a really good time. The admission is 150. It
Right.
includes wine. We have some adult beverages,
Yeah.
food, water, and the venue is always at a different place. I always have a different venue.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm sorry. How you meet your husband and stuff? Your current husband now?
so my current husband, I met him in the gym,
Okay.
and I have a very strict rule. I don't shit where I eat, and I don't know what happened. To this day, the two of us is like, I just don't understand. You told me that you never, date anybody that works in the gym. I'm like, I know, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I was dehydrated that day or something, and I forgot. No, but all seriousness, I met him in the gym. We hit it off, and we've been together for over 4 years.
Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you for I could stick around. I don't have a problem with it.
No, you're more than welcome to stick
Yeah.
around. I mean, if you like to take any other videos, while we're doing the performances. If not, then just hang out, chill. I mean, you're more than welcome. This is from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock.
All right, no doubt. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. That's it, folks.
Thank you, and thank you so much.